I walk in stride with people much taller than me, and partly it's the boots, but mostly it's my chi, and I'm becoming transfixed with nature and my part in it, which I believe just signifies I'm finally waking up in that moth outside my kitchen.
Oh, as soon as I talk to anybody that I'm in an alternative school, they automatically assume, oh, this is like a troubled kid, like can't even fit into normal high school, like what's her story?
Other people think that alternative schools are just a bunch of teenagers who are gone crazy and partying and out of control for no reason.
I guess where I'm from, sometimes it was kind of the more problem kids who ended up going to the alternative schools. Kids who got into trouble at school.
There's just a stereotype out there that, oh, they're all into drugs, they all don't abide by the law.
People tend to think it's the bad kids, the kids who can't handle themselves in a regular school system or are in trouble for some reason.
The weird crowd, but that's just what I heard, so.
They all live on the streets. They have bad relationships with people.
I think the perception is often that girls who go to alternative school don't have the skills to handle a regular classroom.
Not to sound harsh, but I heard that maybe more on the sluggish side, not the brightest stars in the sky.
Oh, they were terrible. At the school I went to, it was basically the pregnant drug addict trouble kids. Yeah. People who weren't open to learning at all.
You're either into drugs or alcohol, or you're in and out of the criminal system.
Kids had a hard time in the public school system.
Yeah.
It wasn't working for them, or they were in trouble a lot by the authorities.
All these negative things, and it's not true. They're just judgments.
And it's like, that's totally not what it is. Everybody has a different story as to why they're in an alternative school.
I learned about Artemis through the Pandora Youth Apartments, through my roommate Sarah.
I heard about Artemis through my sister. She was attending GAP Options, which is our sister program.
I learned about it through probation.
I came to Artemis through Star, a friend who goes here. She was going and she's talking about how great the school was and how much she got done.
Hey, so I walk like I'm on a mission, 'cause that's the way I grew. I got more and more to do, got less and less to prove. Took me too long to realize that I don't take good pictures, 'cause I have the kind of beauty that moves.
I took this picture at one of the public high schools in the area, and some graffiti here. And for me, I took it to show just the disrespect and how people disrespect their schools. I definitely didn't feel respected in the regular schools.
When you grow up, they leave out how crucial it is to have mutual respect, because there's always that struggle for power, and there's always that struggle, like the parents are the high power at home, and then when you go to school, the high power is the teacher and the principal. And like, they look down on you because you're younger and you're learning.
Public schools are more like they just direct you and want you to be little robots.
I didn't like the way they did things. I didn't like that they didn't treat you like a person. They treated you like a number, and I didn't feel connected to my teachers at all. It wasn't a very good experience for me, because I just needed a lot of help with things, and they couldn't offer that, and I just felt like I didn't belong. And so I didn't really go to school a whole lot.
In public schools, you find a lot of kids that are maybe acting out or going against what they should be doing. And instead of letting them have a chance to explore that, you're punished for it. I feel like a lot gets left out in that process, and that even though maybe the way they're expressing their behaviors aren't necessarily healthy for people around them or for themselves, it doesn't mean that their process right there isn't important, and that they should be able to have a chance to explore it and a place to grow.
Regular schools can't really accommodate what like normal families go through sometimes. I was an honor roll student, but I ended up hanging out with the wrong crowd and dropping out because I couldn't finish my schoolwork on time. I was always skipping. The resources that were given to me, like my counselors at the school I went to, weren't resourceful in the sense that they didn't really understand what the problem was. Counselors would call my parents and tell them pretty much everything I'd said, or if I was having a bad day, they would call my parents, which created more problems at home than solving them.
And everything I do is judged. They mostly get it wrong, but oh well. The bathroom mirror has not budged.
I had dropped out of high school the first week of it because my actual middle school teacher had just harassed me, and she was on me about everything, and she would nitpick at every little thing I did, and every day I would get sent home, and then I was so behind in school and just didn't want to go there because I had such a bad experience with my middle school teacher, so I ended up dropping out.
She looks me in the eye, says, would you prefer the easy way? No, well, okay, then don't cry.
When you get the rep of an alternative school, you automatically assume that everyone there is like a juvenile delinquent with, all these problems, and that wasn't my problem. My problem was that I just missed a lot of school, and it took me a long time to catch up. So I was in an environment where I didn't suit the title of what that school was for, and so I didn't attend at all. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to participate. I didn't want anything to do with that school because I didn't fit in.
I guess I didn't really acknowledge that I was a capable student because there were lots of kids in that program that were struggling at the time. So we ended up kind of doing a lot of bullshit there.
And then I went to a different alternative school for 6 months, and it wasn't really an alternative school. Well, it was, but it wasn't really a school. It was more like everyone just went there and hung out, and no one ever really did work, and they gave you grades, and I just felt like I wasn't learning anything from that either. So I ended up working for a couple years.
Lots of the girls here, aren't just, 16, 17-year-old girls that are living with their parents and, have a place to go and do homework after school. You're a 17, 16-year-old going home to a place where you live by yourself, or maybe after school you have to go to work because you need to work to pay your bills. Maybe that's causing you to be behind on your schoolwork or something, because you need to go to work, or maybe you don't even have a place to live. There's lots of situations where people wouldn't really take that into consideration in a regular school. It wouldn't be valued as a life experience. The reason why we love the feeling of being here and being around supportive people is because that's the way that humans are supposed to live together, and we're supposed to be supported and supportive of one another. We're supposed to feel like we have a family and an outer family, that we can go to. And through, I guess, colonization, industrialization, the whole education system has kind of taken that away from us, and that's why we're so eager to want to be in a place like this.
The difference between Artemis and the other alternative school that I had been to is it's an all-girls school where they focus on not just your academics, but you as a whole entire woman, learning, your insecurities and your securities and what you believe in, and working on what you need to fix as your whole mental being and academically.
Artemis is great because it gives people lots of chances to do what they gotta do for themselves. It lets people be themselves and not have to front on people, not have to put up a front and be something else, which lets you focus on your school more. They just give you lots of support, way more support than a regular school which is just like in and out, like, you know what I mean? You don't bond with the teachers like you do here.
We all lean on each other here and just support each other. It's just a great place to be able to do that. With public school, you can't do anything like that. It's just a lot better, you know?
Artemis is like a sisterhood because in a regular school, it's just natural that in such a huge population that there's going to be cliques and there's going to be the popular kids, the jocks, the preps, all these different stereotypes. But the neat thing about Artemis is when you come here, all the stereotypes get ripped off. And I think that's a really powerful message because it's so true. When you do come to Artemis, you're all like a unit.
I said I didn't bring any dry pants. I'm going to be wearing these all day.
Horrible. That's a really easy way to get into the...
That's my favorite thing. I wanted to. Safety first. You're going to put this belt over your bosom and around your waist and clip it in here. Good job, Ruth. Good job. And if you ever get overwhelmed, you just press this button and it'll come right off. But we usually don't do that until the vehicle stops moving. Okay. Hi, Jordan. That one in the video. We're on our way kayaking.
Flavors and then some, and I'm beyond your peripheral vision. So you might want to turn your head, 'cause someday you are gonna get hungry and eat most of the words you just said. God help you if you are an ugly girl. Of course, too pretty is also your doom. 'Cause everyone harbors a secret hatred for the prettiest girl in the room. And God help you if you are a phoenix and you dare to rise up from the ash. 1,000 eyes will smolder with jealousy. Well, you are just
Coca-Cola. Don't drink Coca-Cola and don't smoke. Subway.
It works because it's just a bunch of girls getting together and figuring shit out and learning from each other's mistakes and their own mistakes.
The communication here is completely different in a regular school because the staff treat you like you're equal to them. They treat you like you are worth something and they're wanting to talk to you and wanting to help you and not like it's their job and they have to. You don't have to pretend like you don't screw up.
It's important for girls to be in this sort of environment because then they know how to handle things like life and boys or girls or whatever they're into, or just relationships in general, you know.
I'm able to be myself more. I have more opportunities to get work done. You get appreciated more, and it's just a really happy environment, so it makes you more positive.
It helps to have counselors here because the counselors at Artemis are a lot different than the counselors that you alphabetically get assigned to and you see every 6 months when you need to pick courses. The counselors here catch up on what's going on with your week or your day, and they actually put their heart into counseling.
I believe that counseling, like looking within yourself and at your problems, is really crucial in life to figure out where the next step is to go.
Well, I think the counseling here is cool because, like, I know because I've had regular counselors, and it kind of sucks because if I have a problem or whatever, and then I go to my regular counselor, it's like, I might have already sorted out through my problem because I only see her like once a week, right? But then with these people, or these counselors, I see them every day, so it's cool because I have like on a daily basis. And it's just, they're there for you for little things, if you're having problems with your boyfriends, or if you're frustrated with like an exam you're doing or anything. Or way deeper stuff too. It's nice that it's really small and they're here for you.
I'm gone one day and everyone's like, are you okay? What's the problem? What can we do to support you? They want to make sure everything's all right. They want to make sure you're here every day. So, I mean, they want you to come up with a system that works for you, and they're going to do their best to help you make sure it works for you?
I like how I can have my independence on my schooling. I can finish it in my own time. If I have a bad week where I don't come to school for a week, I can come back and I'm not behind what feels like a month. I don't have any catching up to do.
There's so many different groups about everything, and you also get time for your academics, and you also have support system. When I first came here, it was just to finish school, but this is a completely different school than most, so I don't know, I got a lot more out of it than I thought I was going to.
I'm here most days, and wanting to be here. I actually want to be in this place. I enjoy all the girls and the staff.
Artemis has changed my life, my whole perspective on life. I really had minimal goals of what I wanted to be in life. I didn't really strive to be the best I could be. I thought only about what I could potentially be at that point in time. My views changed because Artemis taught us self-value, which is a lot of families leave out that. How important it is to take care of yourself, how important it is to love yourself. And the more you love yourself and want to take care of yourself, the harder you want to strive to become a better person, a better being. I'm just amazed that I'm going to college now. Like, I'm just flabbergasted. I never thought I was the cookie cutter type to do that, but now I'm doing it and it feels great.
4 years ago, when the school opened, I was one of the first girls here at Artemis. Today's my graduation. 4 years later, and I'm the first graduate of Artemis Place EBUS program.
There should be more places like this, because if I found this school when, say, I was 13 and first went to an alternative school, I probably wouldn't be 18 and not finish my grade 10 and have gone to school and wanted to go to school and wanted to keep learning, I guess, and not have felt discouraged.
I think they should really have this program be what the program is for more normal schools. It costs money to have a program like this, so it's hard for the teachers that want to have programs like this to actually do that because there's no funding. Well, there is, but
it's very
not
limited.
enough.
Us as girls, I mean, they even say, like, you lose most of your self-esteem and confidence by grade 6. So, I mean, coming to a high school, it's like a huge struggle to go and fit in with everybody and get all this work done. And when you come to Artemis, it's just like they want to focus on you as an individual. They want to know what your strengths are. They want to know what they can do to help. There's a huge support system. So I think it's really good that we focus on getting more stuff like that for girls.
I have a newfound feminism, and I am a stronger woman by coming to the school.
Our school totally makes you into a woman, strong and independent, and able to analyze any situation that life continues to throw at you.
That is not what I do. I ain't no damsel in distress, and I don't need to be rescued. So put me down, punk. Wouldn't you prefer a maiden fair? Isn't there a kitten stuck up a tree somewhere?
Going to this school has taught me, like, where before when I was younger certain things would bother me, like about women being objectified and about all the things that used to, like, that would make me feel shitty, and I wouldn't really understand why, you know, when I'm around a group of guys, why they all, like, look at me as an object and, you know, you're hot, nice ass, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't know why that really bothered me, and then going to the school, like, and going through the programs of, like, the body image groups and all those groups made me realize why I don't like that. Like, why it's because that's my, like, I choose not to want to be in those situations, and now I have a strong enough opinion and I have strong enough will to be in a big group and have people totally say something like that and me being like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you know, I'm not scared anymore to say my opinion, where before I thought that that's just how it was. I have more self-worth and I feel like my opinion matters, I guess. And I learned that by going to the school, by being confident in what I believe in, and having somebody tell me that, you know, I'm not crazy for thinking that that's not right, and I'm not crazy for wanting something to change, and I'm not crazy for being mad at society.
I am not an angry girl, but it seems like I've got everyone fooled. Every time I say something they find hard to hear, they chalk it up to my anger and never to their own fear. Imagine you're a girl.
And so many different things between that, whether it's your parents or your guardian or your family, you know, in high school, like all those things determine that as well as your bigger society, you know. And then that just like ties into the world. If you're not given an opportunity to be educated and be able to see through a different lens, I think that's where the ultimate see the world without realizing what it is it's facing all the time.
We all have a common goal, which is to get more out of life, and that's what Artemis teaches us, to get more and more out of life, because that's what life's about, living. It's about doing things and succeeding and striving and changing and growing.
All of us girls we all have these just different lives, and we don't always know what each other's business is about, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that we've all gone through some really, really hard change, and the girl looks like she's struggling and she's sad, but she has these beautiful wings forming, and it's just like at the end of the day you have this beautiful change that you've overcome, and you feel better, and the sadness doesn't seem so bad. It doesn't seem that hard anymore because you've overcome it all, and you've moved on, and you've let go, and you're ready to live the rest of your life the way you want to. And that's kind of what Artemis is about.
Squint your eyes and look closer. I'm not between you and your ambition. I am a poster girl with no poster. I am 32 flavors and then some. And I'm beyond your peripheral vision. So you might want to turn your head. Cause someday you might find you are starving and eating all of the words that you say.
Alternative schools are a great opportunity for many different reasons. Like, if they're just great.
I came here not really giving two hoot nannies. Can I swear? Am I allowed to swear? Not really giving two shits, excuse my language, for any old folks out there, or babies. But, yeah, God, Sarah. Jeez. Bitch.
Just kidding. Am I on? Am I on?
Yeah.
Is it recording though?
Yeah.
This whole time?
So we're not disturbed. Maybe, but only in humorous ways.
Show on educational. I can do educational. Watch.
I got some books and shit.
You want to help me? I can't do a one-man puppet show or one-girl puppet show.
How does my chin and my mouth area look?
Good.
Your neck's elongated and...
Okay.
Punch your back.
I'm nervous.
Don't worry. To be happy.
Bow now, now, now. Bad to the bone. Down, 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 down.
Your Sweet 16 hat.
Oh my god.
Let's read. Wonder if I can read it.
Mr. Sheriff, happy birthday. Mr. Sheriff, happy birthday.
It's okay, Jordan.
Dear
There's places
Mr.
for you.
Sheriff,
So glad you guys figured out I'll be the person bringing in the drum.
Okay.
Damn, why does it have salt labeled on it?
Okay, just don't show that side. Just don't show that side. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So you come in right now and just be like, hey, do you want to go to the bathroom and do some drugs? Or no, go for a cigarette. So put your foot up, I'll be Terry.
Take one. What's that? Just gonna go outside. You wanna come? Yeah, I'm down. Alright, I'll get my stuff.